in the U.S. face breast cancer. 7 times more likely to develop.
During this Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
the evolution of the science and the medication and the treatment plan
might just change everything for women.
As a treatment for breast cancer.
developing breast cancer.
Consider this stunning statistic. 1 in 8 women will develop invasive breast cancer during her lifetime.
So for a while now, I've been hearing the numbers of 1 in 8 women. That's right. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed sometime in their lifetime with breast cancer. But for Latinas, it's a leading related cancer cause death in the United States. This information stuck with me.
I knew it was important to take care of my health, but when it came time for my first mammogram, I realized how little I actually knew about what to expect. Growing up, these were not conversations we had at home in depth. Breast health wasn't something openly talked about in my family, and I felt unprepared.
I knew I could no longer ignore it. I decided to learn more about the topic, the subject, and something that was affecting my community directly. So I decided to learn more about it, about breast health in general, of course, and how I'm not so sure if protecting myself is the right word, but being able to become an advocate for myself or for someone else that I knew, again, 1 in 8 women that will be diagnosed with breast cancer. So if you're feeling alone, nervous, or unsure, you're not alone. Let's take this journey together and learn more about breast health and its awareness.
Wanting to do this video essay was prior to me actually making the appointments, making the necessary adjustments to actually get my own mammogram. And my experience with the mammogram wasn't what I thought it would be. It was my first time, right? I would say I was looking forward, but not looking forward to getting my mammogram. And I just thought it was just another routine thing that we do, you know? And it is, but it's a little more. And that's what I want to touch on. About 10 months ago now, I made the appointment to get my first mammogram. And I thought, perfect, this is going to be another routine, right? So I have peace of mind. That's what I thought. Okay, so they need a point in your breast, like a picture of your breast as a starting point. It's like the start line, right? I was like, oh, okay, I thought you just looked for something in my breast. No, they need sometimes side-by-side pictures to know what's happening or the inner workings of things. They put your breast into this apparatus, this machine, this thing that takes the pictures, and they put plates between, and they're usually like plastic plates. They put your breast between, and they squeeze it, I guess to get the shape and to get like as close as they can to be able to radiate between your breasts to be able to pick up a picture. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. Is it cold? Absolutely. Does it hurt? A little bit. It can hurt. I didn't know that they actually read the images in that moment to see if there's something particularly wrong or shouldn't be there. So the radiologist is reading it as the technician is sending it. So I sat there and she said, sit here just in case I need to get additional images for the radiologist. And I was like, okay. And as others are walking in, getting their breast exam, they're leaving pretty soon after, but she's not coming to get me. And I'm like, and then it starts to click to me. I think there's something wrong. Sure enough, she comes back into the door and she says, the radiologist seen something. They're not sure what it is because we don't have a baseline. They want you to come back in 6 months. I was like, can I talk to the radiologist? And she goes, and I quote, oh no, honey, you don't want to talk to the radiologist because he's the one that gives you the bad news. And I was like, what does this mean? Like, what is she saying? Is it not? Should I be worried? Should I not be worried? But I need to talk to somebody who knows what they're saying. So like that, I have questions. Where do I go to get answers? I couldn't wait the 3 months to get my questions answered. So I made the appointment with the first gynecologist that had an opening, which was a couple of days after. And I have to be honest, I am so grateful he was so honest with me. 1, No, I couldn't do another mammogram because it was going to show the same imaging that they had already did. So my baseline is going to look the same. So I had to forcefully wait the 6 months to get another imaging. I had to forcefully wait the 6 months. We had a lot of work like coming into it, and I didn't want to like do it exactly when the 6-month mark was going to be like over. So I waited like a month after. My friend was here. I said, okay, perfect. She came to visit me from Houston. I said, okay, perfect. You're going to go with me to get my mammogram. I said, I really don't want to be alone. If there is some tough news to hear, I don't want to be alone. I'm very happy she was there with me. I'm so grateful that she went with me. But I went to my second mammogram to get a second imaging. And that time they told me, yes, you're fine. And I was like, until I actually got a letter in the mail. And in the letter it said something along the lines of your breasts are dense. And even though I guess the imaging didn't change much, the imaging that they do have just indicates that my breast is dense, which means the tissue in my breast is thick, basically. And I need to talk to my gynecologist or my doctor to seek other ways and forms to make sure that I don't have breast cancer. I'm going for round 3 to make sure that everything's okay with my breast. My breasts are dense. What do I need to do? And how do I take that precaution if I have dense breasts? What are my options, or what are the options for those women out there who have dense breasts? Even if you had dense breasts, I thought, oh, okay, well, they'll figure it out, right? They have like a switch where they like switch on where it's like more like impact of like the breast to make sure they get the right imaging. Like I didn't know all of this. I didn't know there was limitations to what they could do with a mammogram. I just thought, okay, well, they'll pick up if I have breast cancer, they'll pick it up, or if there's something there. And it turns out that 1 in 8 women will have some form of breast cancer at some period in their life. Oh my God, the chances are pretty high. My fear, of course, maintains that they'd seen something in the first imaging that maybe didn't change in the second imaging, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's something they can't pick up because my breasts are dense. And so I'm all over the place with all of this, right? Maybe informing women who are like 35 and over what to expect and what the doctor might say or not say, or what women have experienced. And yeah, the awareness is out there, but us as individuals are not speaking about it. We're not talking about our experience of like, oh yeah, I got my mammogram. They just squeezed my boob and that hurt. There's more to that. There's so much more to that.
For starters, let's break down the process a little.
Mammograms are essential X-ray images of the breasts, and they're one of the most important tools for early detection of breast cancer.
And I'm going to be very honest with you. It's not a comfortable process.
As the machine essentially compresses the breast in order to capture an image, for women over 40, they're usually recommended annually.
Now, what if you're younger? What if you're under 40? And breast health can become something you need to learn about sooner. What do you do then? And of course, it's normal to have questions, especially about something that you've never experienced before, something that you've never gone through. To help us understand more about breast cancer screenings, I invited and spoke to an expert from the National Breast Cancer Foundation, Cynthia Gonzalez, who is the Director of Education and Outreach at National Breast Cancer Foundation.
It's all about being open to hearing about this information. Sometimes in our communities, it can be taboo to talk about breasts or to talk about doing a breast self-exam or becoming familiar with our bodies. But no one will know our bodies better than we will know our bodies. And so being able to know what feels normal for us, what feels different, is making sure that we have a doctor, a gynecologist that we go to every single year to get our Well Woman exam. Because many times during the Well Woman exam, they will do a clinical breast exam, which is when the doctor feels through to make sure that everything feels normal, or if you notice any pain or any changes. That way we can communicate with our doctor whenever something just feels off and we know that something was not there before, maybe in the previous months. That's really important.
It's not just about mammograms. Breast self-exams and clinical breast exams are crucial for early detection, especially en younger women.
Quiero enfatizar ese examen del seno. Entiendo que en muchas culturas que no quieren tocarse y pues, pero no, eso es parte de tu cuidado de salud.
This is Carmen Fraser, a breast cancer survivor who also happens to be a retired nurse from Houston Methodist Hospital.
Y aunque ahora con tantos cambios que han habido de tratamientos y operaciones y mayores, las drogas para la quimioterapia que ya no son tan fuertes, que tenían esos side effects que te enfermabas más de la quimioterapia que de la propia cáncer del seno. Entonces quiero enfatizar eso. Sigan haciéndose la examen de los senos.
Staying aware of your body and noticing changes in your body can literally save your life. But sometimes taking that first step isn't always easy. So for many Latinas, there's other challenges that also stand in the way. The cultural taboos and traditions that make it hard to talk about women's health. As an expert oncologist and researcher, Dr. Inez Sanchez explains the silences, whether born from long-held traditions or just misinformation.
If you speak within your circle of friends, family, you probably, are going to find one or two people that have gone through the same thing. It's just we keep it quiet. Like I have patients of mine that tells me, I didn't know that my tia had breast cancer until I brought it up in a community, in a party or like una fiesta, and then suddenly it's like, oh shoot, you just have family history of breast cancer.
Dr. Sanchez is absolutely right. Breaking the silence around breast health is so important, especially within our families. Sharing our experiences and encouraging regular checkups and talking openly can transform that fear into empowerment and truly help us uncover our family's clinical history. And having these kinds of conversations within the family can truly help an individual create a support system around them. The next things that I learned during my journey are the risk factors for breast cancer. It's not just about getting screened, it's about understanding what can truly put us at a higher risk. Cynthia explained how risk factors can play a huge role in breast cancer. Genetic predisposition is significant. Around 5 to 10% of breast cancer cases are hereditary. But what's interesting is it's not just about inherited genetics. Lifestyle choices like exercise and diet can also impact your risk.
So many doctors just won't be able to pinpoint why one woman gets breast cancer over another woman or to know the specific cause of that breast cancer. But we do know risk factors. There are things that can increase the likelihood of developing breast cancer. Family history, that definitely needs to be communicated with the doctor so that the doctor can help to establish a screening routine that works best for the patient.
That really got me thinking there's more to this. Dr. Inez Sanchez also emphasized a few of those important factors, like alcohol consumption, body fat, both of which can influence risk.
Inactivity, lack of exercise, obesity, alcohol intake, all of those actually increase the risk of breast cancer. And remember, I always tell my patients, alcohol is sugar. I don't want to mean that sugar feeds cancer. Okay, that's not true. But it's just, it turns into fat in your liver. It's something called like adiposity or like fatty liver that we have very prevalent in our Hispanic community. And that increases your risk of cancer, increases your risk of liver cancer, any cancer that is associated with like hormones, all of that.
And then there's the role of genetic testing, that which I have done. If you have a strong family history of breast cancer, genetic testing might be something you want to consider.
So I always tell my patients I do it on the affected patient. Like if mom has breast cancer, I just had this conversation last week. It's like the daughter is like, I made the appointment to do my gene test. And I said, no, you're not. Don't do that. Let me do it on your mom. Your mom has breast cancer. If she has it, then you go get it. But if she doesn't have it, then you don't need to go get that test. But if you're the only person who's worried about having a genetic uh, test and you don't have cancer, it's not necessarily advisable because it has connotations down the line in terms of insurances and things like that. And if you need a second opinion, please do not hesitate to get a second opinion. That is not, there's nothing wrong with that. I always say, get until you feel like you're confident and comfortable, and nobody should feel threatened by you asking for a second opinion.
After learning all this new information, I thought I was ready, but nothing quite prepares you for that moment. When I received the information from the radiologist technician that they had found something a little abnormal in my left breast, I really didn't know what to think, what to do. I do want to mention that I did remember something Cynthia said about abnormalities.
We're talking about what to look for or what to make sure that you don't find. We do have to say, but don't panic, because research shows that 8 out of 10 lumps are not breast cancer.
Now, even with all that in mind, I was still nervous, but then I remembered something Dr. Inez Sanchez said.
That decreases the anxiety because there's some things like the radiologist, I explain to the patients, if you read your mammogram and says calcifications, there's 2 different types of calcifications. There's actually calcifications that are benign and they look pretty, they look round, they look like pebbles, and you don't need to worry about those. And then there's calcifications that are like little, like piculated, like little stars, and those are pleomorphic, and those are the ones that you need to worry about.
I was still nervous, but then I remembered something else. Localized breast cancer, when detected early, has a remarkable 99% 5-year survival rate. That statistic really stuck with me. It reminded me why early detection is so crucial.
Even in the face of uncertainty, there's power in knowing early detection can have and make a huge difference. But then I started to think, what about the women who don't have access to healthcare? But what about the women who struggle to afford screenings or face barriers, which for even English-speaking Latinas, navigating the healthcare system is hard?
So to increase those screening rates, making sure that they have access to those resources. So knowing what are the hospitals near them that provide free or low cost mammograms. How can they reach out to the National Breast Cancer Foundation or other organizations to find out about free or low cost programs? So in short, to eliminate a lot of the barriers so that they can just, when they're ready, go and take that step of going and getting their mammogram.
In the United States, the National Breast and Cervical Cancer Early Detection Program offers breast and cervical cancer screenings for low-income, underinsured women while helping them get the care they need.
But while there's a lot of support available, it is also clear that getting the right information is just as important. That's why trusting your doctor is so important. The internet is full information, but that's not a substitute for personalized care from your doctor or health provider.
Make sure that you lean on your community, you lean on the people that love you, but please listen to your doctors. Ask the questions. I tell my patients, sometimes I give them a lot of information all at once, but I tell them, write things down. Make sure that, because all of these questions are going to come up, but listen to your doctor. There's a lot of crazy advice out there in the internet, and and the internet is a beautiful thing, don't take me wrong, but if you have questions, ask them of the experts. Do not ask them of the internet. Don't go on Facebook and join the crazy groups, because everybody, like in my clinic, let's say that I see 15 patients with breast cancer. Each one of those 15 patients is different. Each one of those patients are getting different treatments. Each one of those different patients have unique circumstances to their cancer. So we cannot generalize.
Now, and that makes sense. Everyone is unique. I mean, even for Latinas, genetics can vary so much. Take breast density, for example.
While some women, like myself, have denser breast tissue, which can make it more challenging to detect abnormalities in a mammogram.
Patients that are less than 40, remember, they have more density, so they probably should be looking at specialized mammograms such as 3D or adding addition of an ultrasound, because when you have dense breast, the mammogram doesn't see as well. So it needs to be squeezed harder or actually use the ultrasound to see through all of that density.
In September, actually, this law came into effect by the FDA that said that all mammography centers needed to include in their reports to patients that had gotten a mammogram if they had dense breast or if they did not have dense breast. Since 2012, there is something called HENDA's law. Mammography centers would report or would include in their reports to mammography patients if they had dense breast tissue, and if they did, how they could benefit from additional breast care screenings. So just being aware that what might be normal for one person might not be normal for another person, and doing just that, creating a screening regimen, like knowing that every 6 months the patient is going to have to go. And the purpose is not to find something, the purpose is to make sure that nothing is found, and that if it is, there is that opportunity for early detection.
It's reassuring to know there are different options to make sure we're getting the best care. And it all comes back to being proactive, staying informed, and trusting the experts who are there to guide us. All this talk about breast health and early detection had me thinking about something else. But what if you don't have the resources? What if you don't have the support?
Now, there are other conversations that I think we can do just as a Latino community, better to have these conversations and to make it something normal. And that is part of what we are trying to do, is making sure that Latinas understand the importance and the benefits of mammography.
Don't get me wrong, it's such a relief to hear, but at the same time, it makes me think. Even with all this information, even with the anxieties, I know there's something we can all do. We can take control of our health. We can show up for ourselves, our family, and our communities. If we commit to regular screenings, if we speak up and break the silence surrounding breast health, things can change. The future is being shaped every day in search of labs and clinics as we learn more and develop better treatments. And that's where the real hope lies.
I mean, I've been doing research since 1986, right? So I've seen so many advances. Like, I've seen medications be approved. Like, for example, there's a medication called Herceptin that is now standard of care for patients with a particular type of breast cancer that is HER2/neu. I was part of the research that actually approved that medication. So I tell you, I mean, a lot of the medications that are approved right now, either Texas Oncology, me as part of Texas Oncology, a lot of researchers across the country have been part of bringing those drugs to patients in research and also post research for approval, that now they are available. Like, I can tell you, 3 years ago, it's not the same treatments that we are doing right now. And is amazing. So you have to continually keep up in this field because it changes. And also, we're doing a lot of molecular testing for any cancers, but specifically breast cancer. So we know what makes the cancer become resistant to the particular treatment that we're giving. Texas Oncology has this initiative that every cancer patient that is, for example, stage 4, gets like a full molecular testing. So we call it kind of personalized medicine, and it gives us kind of the like a whole understanding of the cancer, like what makes that cancer thrive, and why did the treatment that we were giving them did not work.
It's amazing to think about how far we've come and how far we'll go. Knowing that we're making strides in research and treatment is exciting and empowering. But we have to keep pushing. We have to keep speaking out. And of course, keep supporting each other. Because when we do that, we all move forward together. So, as we move forward, it's obvious it's not just about the labs or the screenings. It's in our conversations too. Sharing our stories, being open about our health. That's where the change starts. And for me, It's personal. Following the advice of my doctor, my gynecologist, I'll be returning for another test in 6 months. But in the meantime, I'm here sharing my story, hoping to create a space where talking about breast health is no longer a taboo in our community. The more we talk about it, the more we normalize it. And when we do that, we open the door for other women to be proactive and to be empowered. We are committed to raising awareness and fostering having open conversations about breast health within the Latina community. We encourage women to face their anxieties together because yes, cancer is a challenge. That's the obvious, but we don't have to face it alone.
Ten valor para las grandes penas de la vida y paciencia para las pequeñas. Y cuando hayas cumplido laboriosamente tu diaria tarea, vete a descansar en paz, porque Dios despierto está.
Thank you, amigas, for being part of this conversation and this format that of which we're still exploring. We know there are still so many more topics to cover and new information that we should and we can unravel in this new year. But in the meantime, share with us what other kind of conversations you would like for us to discuss or cover here on the podcast. All right, amigas. With that, see you next time.